Super Smash Bros. Ultimate became the fastest-selling console-exclusive game ever made, second only to Time Cop on the Philips VCR, which is saying a lot, cause while Smash has always been kind of a big deal, its popularity never held a candle to Mario Kart, and it was always outsold by like a billion copies on every console that both games appeared on, with the exception of the GameCube, but even then it was still really close. However, for the first time ever, it seems likely that Smash is going to steamroll Mario Kart's overall sales on the Switch after everything's all said and done, most likely within the next 5 minutes even. But sales don't necessarily make a game better, and while Mario Kart 8 may be a Wii U port, cryptozoologists have still yet to find any solid evidence that Wii U owners ever even existed. And even if such a fairy tale were to be true, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still new to pretty much every Switch owner, so if you've never played the original and just look at the game for what it is, then you'd better believe it's worthy of competing with Smash Ultimate for the title of, best party-like multiplayer Nintendo game that could also be taken seriously, or something. So kick your feet back, buy tickets to see monster trucks, don't forget that kids' seats are still just $5, press the subscribe button if you haven't already, and allow me, the greatest English teacher of all time, Cameron, to determine once and for all which game's gooder. Alright, so obviously I'm walking on eggshells here, what with Smash Ultimate being the more recent of the two games, and with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe being a port, which gives it a negative connotation right off the bat. But I'm gonna let the port grease slide off the table and compare both these games based on merit alone, cause it's not like you can't prefer an older Zelda game over Breath of the Wild. Oh, too soon?
I'm sorry I got carried away, and I said things I shouldn't have said, and I deeply apologize.
Alright, you might think that since these games are from two different genres that you can't really compare them, but in my opinion, that's only half true, because while these two games are very different, they also have a lot of similarities, especially for people who've yet to buy or steal a Switch. And since most people watching this video probably already own one or both games, there's a good chance you already made your mind up before clicking the video. And even for those of you watching the video who don't own a Switch, you probably already made your mind up as well depending on your preference of racing or fighting games, especially if you're competitive. But since most gamers are just looking for a fun time and probably aren't worried about mastering either of these games, I'm gonna be looking at this from a casual perspective. But when I say casual, I don't mean Nintendo's definition of grandmas who've only played the Eddie Murphy edition of Wii Fit Mobile. I'm talking about people who actually play video games casually and just want to know which of these two is best for them. Even though you can't really go wrong with either one, because in my opinion, both of these are the best in their respective franchises. Maybe not for competitive play, but again, that's not really mine or most people's cup of tea. And if you're a competitive player, that's great, but just keep in mind that this video's not aimed at you, and there's still millions of Switch owners out there who've yet to buy Smash or Mario Kart, so maybe there's some people on fences out there who need my help besides my dumbass stepdad Lonnie. Since Smash Ultimate and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are the cream of the crop though, only being able to choose one's an even harder choice than deciding who your favorite uncle is. And I'm not sure where to begin, but if you're like me and don't have any friends besides this dumbass right here, then it's probably better to start with which game has the better single player experience. Both games provide a heck of a mess of fun, but it's a pretty easy choice that Smash Ultimate's way better. Sure, it's enjoyable to race against the computer in Mario Kart, but the whole point of Mario Kart's to get into hockey fights with your friends, family, and pets after getting hit with blue shells or a lucky green shell. And beyond that, it's always bugged the hell out of me how one-player races are fixed to where the drivers are programmed to place in a certain order every single time. It does make sense, and I get why it's done, but it just feels artificial to me, and I can't help but let it take some of the magic away. It's like seeing Mickey Mouse at Disneyland without a head. And it's even worse when you cross the finish line and the race just ends. It doesn't even matter if the driver who was in third reclaimed second place before reaching the finish line. The game just decides the race is over once you're done. And this happens so infrequently that I'm not even going to try recreating it to show an example, nor am I even going to try stealing somebody else's footage, cause I don't even know what to type in. The bottom line though is racing the computer by yourself just makes you feel like you're being pandered to. Like, yeah, right, we're racing, you having fun, Tiger? And then as soon as you cross the finish line, the CPU's just like, alright everyone, he's finally done, let's just move on to get this asshole out of here. But the computer in Smash Ultimate does a much better job at pretending to have fun with you. Or does a better job hiding its indifference anyway. And aside from playing against the computer in Smash being better, there's also tons of other bonus games to keep you busy, like the Classic Mode, Mob Smash, and of course the World of Light single-player campaign, which isn't as cool as the Subspace mode from Brawl, because it's mostly just meant to keep you busy. And if I'm being honest, it feels a little dragged out to me. But I can't even mark that against the game slightly, because most modern games that are meant to be played with other people don't even bother with single-player, so the World of Light can only be looked at as a bonus. And when you're finally done playing through the whole thing, you're probably ready to go against real humans, so it is good practice at the very least. So if you're just playing by yourself, then Smash Ultimate wins hands down. But what about playing against others? Well, long answer short, I think Smash Ultimate's much better if you're playing one-on-one, while Mario Kart 8 gets better the more people you have to play with. Both are great for different reasons, and it's really hard to choose which one's better overall based on their strengths. So instead, let's compare Smash's multi-person battles with Mario Kart's one-on-one races, which I wouldn't call weaknesses since they are both fun, but the short answer for this one's that playing Smash with multiple people doesn't feel as balanced as it does in one-on-one situations. Like, skilled players could still lose a match with 3 other people who suck, as long as the differences in ability aren't astronomical. And while Mario Kart 8's nature means that anybody can win and it's never too late to turn things around, skilled players almost always seem to win, whether it be one-on-one or 87 different people playing at once. Ability aside though, I'd still say that whether or not you're using items, Smash with multiple people is more fun than Mario Kart with one other person, cause 1v1 in Mario Kart feels too in control without the mayhem. Aside from the main multiplayer modes though, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has also got a pretty good variety of battle modes, which to me gives it a significant edge. I know you can do team battles and stuff in Smash, but you can also do that in Mario Kart, plus Balloon Battles, Shine Thief, and all that malarkey are just way better. Although it ultimately comes down to how serious you're looking to be. Even though I have no intentions whatsoever of ever participating in a Smash tournament, I do find a lot of enjoyment out of straight up one-on-one matches. And passing 2 controllers around a room full of people for 1v1 in Smash provides more depth than Mario Kart 8's more laid-back nature, where losing just isn't as bothersome. But that very laid-back nature makes it less intimidating for newcomers to get into as well. With Smash Ultimate, people are either dead serious with a list full of demands that need to be met if you're to engage in a match with them, or they don't even know about the upbeat jumps like Reggie-san's poser ass. There never seems to be an in-between, though. You're either going to face the best or the worst player of all time, which makes many Smash newcomers not even want to play for poops and laughter, but in Mario Kart 8, you could get last every single time without anybody even noticing. And not being put off by the ridicule competitive brouhaha brings to the table is just more fun for a normal gamer who wants to have fun without dedicating their lives to a game. So to reiterate, my mustard-deficient ass will tell you that Mario Kart 8's generally better for big parties with more than a dozen people, while Smash Ultimate's better if you only have one other person, or small get-togethers where you can pass 2 controllers around. So basically, this one's a draw, but that only covers the local multiplayer. As far as online goes, Smash Ultimate's about as impressive as my neighbor Terry's assortment of used pickles. I'm sure a few people are going to leave comments telling me about how it's fine, but I'm sure the people who want to leave that comment only do 1 versus 1 on flat stages with no items 100% of the time, which I'm not saying isn't the best way to play, and if you do that with both people having a decent internet connection, then you're probably not going to have any issues. But contrary to popular belief, it can be fun to change things up and do multi-person matches with the mayhem stage hazards and items provide, where skill really doesn't matter, just as long as you don't play like that online, where it's far more likely that you'll encounter somebody with a less than perfect internet connection who's gonna ruin it for everybody. Meanwhile, I could count the amount of times on one ass where Mario Kart 8 ever gave me any problems at all. It only affects the person with a crappy connection instead of ruining it for everybody. I know a game like Mario Kart's easier to put online, with precision not being as important as it is in a fighting game, but just because it's harder to do doesn't mean you can let Smash off the hook. So I've got to call it like I see it and declare Mario Kart 8 the winner of the online gameplay. That is, unless you have no intentions of doing anything other than 1v1, which I'm sure there's a shitstorm of comments telling me about how that's the only way a real gamer plays Smash. But I assure you that there's more people out there besides myself who just want some mindless mayhem from time to time over a competitive battle, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe offers both. But finally, let's talk about which game has the most overall value, and holy fucking poop, Smash Ultimate's jam-packed with enough content to keep you entertained until the end of time. As I mentioned earlier, the World of Light can get repetitive, but even so, I still couldn't put it down till I finished. And wouldn't you know it, I even started a new game plus. So obviously it's doing something right, and what this game does right as a whole is keep you hooked. Before the game came out, I was absolutely convinced that I'd move on to my backlog of games after about 20 hours. But here I am with over 65 hours of gameplay, and I'm just not going to be able to satisfy that empty feeling inside until I get every last Spirit and challenge done with. I know that 65 hours isn't even that much compared to some people, but like I've been saying, I'm only a casual Smash fan, which really gives the game that much more credit for keeping me around this long. There's just something so satisfying about unlocking all the characters, even if I know I'll never play them, and collecting different spirits from like 875,000 different franchises just gets more fun the more obscure they are. It just gives you a nice feeling to see so many great things all in one place, even if all you really do is look at them once and never think about them again. And the fact that you can play this game even for 30 seconds at a time is amazing. But I'm not just gonna repeat all the things I said about the single player mode, cause Smash Ultimate's got way more going for itself compared to Mario Kart, cause in addition to there being over 1,300 different spirits to collect, there's an assload more music in Smash Ultimate with most of the best video game songs ever made. And of course, there's way more characters and stages to choose from as well. Although to be fair, Mario Kart stages make a much bigger difference, especially if you only fight on flat surfaces in Smash. And even if you turn the hazards on, everybody has 1 or 2 stages that they hate. For me, it's Donkey Kong 75 meter being my least favorite, thanks to all the ladders canceling my up attacks. However, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe doesn't have a single course that's bad, but despite that, there's still way more stages in Smash Ultimate, and the character selection absolutely blows Mario Kart 8 out of the mud. I mean, the coolest thing about Mario Kart 8's characters are the few that let slip in from outside franchises, which I'm sure Smash Ultimate thinks is cute. And not only that, but Smash characters go a lot further to add more diversity in the gameplay. I know Mario Kart characters have differences, but the differences aren't even close to being as important as they are in Smash. And besides, look at how redundant some of the characters in Mario Kart 8 are, like the Koopalings all being 8 separate characters. In Smash, we just call those alternates. Yoshi and Shy Guy get the picture. But it is interesting that in Mario Kart 8, Waluigi's playable and Piranha Plant's an item, while the opposite's true in Smash. But while Mario Kart 8 does have a few areas that it's a little better than Smash in, the thing Smash does better does so by a light second, which is actually really far. And that isn't surprising given that Mario Kart 8 just took what 7 did and repeated the same recipe with some extra sauce and DLC. Not that there's anything wrong with not fixing what isn't broken. After all, that's all I really expected out of Smash Ultimate. But the fact that Sakurai and his goons went above and beyond to make the best game possible in such a short amount of time really does make the game feel that much more special. So if you've never played either game and can only choose one, then I'd say you'd probably get more value out of Smash Ultimate, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is more laid back if you don't want to put too much time into a game. Regardless of whether or not you agree with me though, these are just my opinions and thoughts on two games that are similar, different, and extraordinarily popular. But as great as these two games are, they aren't even 1% as cool as the badasses who support this channel on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. So consider checking that out if you want to join the Hall of Fame with loot boxes and Polaroids available as rewards. Or if you'd rather buy a t-shirt or coffee mug, then we'll put you in our videos if you send us a picture or video of you rocking it like this badass right here. Which of these two games do you prefer though? If it's Mario Kart 8, don't be afraid to let the world know, as the comment zone on this channel is a safe space. Or maybe you prefer Smash and think I'm the worst person in the world for comparing it to a Wii U port. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I'll pin whatever I find most entertaining or intriguing. If you're a super ultra mega sexy badass who likes being pandered to and end slates, then don't forget to press the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you like and share this video, it really does go a long way to help the channel grow. My name's Cameron, and I'll see you next time on Dragon Ball P.
So I want to say thank you to your loyalty, thank you for your support.